Nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big John and G, the Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. God, after all these years, I still love delivering that intro. So here we are with Midday Monologue Monday, my friends, and we are doing live. You know, the last Monday of the month, we always go live with the comments, Q&A, AMA, whatever. I'm just here to talk and review the month through the comments, so to speak. All right, so we have some returning commentors I haven't seen in a while, and that's what we're going to start with right up near the top of the list here. Anthony Rivera, don't believe I've seen you here in a while. Hot minute, huh? Before Friday Night Fillers game live playthrough of Friday, appropriately enough. He said, this was fun to watch. Good job. Well, I didn't win. I seldom do in that game. Actually, after all these years, how sad it sounds, I only have one win. Maybe I mishandled a couple of things, my resources and chance taking, I guess, gambling on which card to take, which one to do. But I definitely got rid of too many cards. Because if you watch the playthrough, then you realize that what screwed me ultimately was I didn't have any healing cards. Because they're all like the 0 cards. And a couple of the 1-point cards. And after that rough first round, man, I just wanted to get rid of all my 0s and 1s. And definitely the negatives. But the next part, the next section, when I went from green to yellow, that's when it hit me hard. It hurt me. Yeah, that's a fun game. Definitely learn from your mistakes. Talk about a really tight resource management style of game. Fridays is one of the best solo board game, card game experiences I've ever had. If you're looking for a great solo game, man, check out some playthroughs. I got tons of them, but I don't care whose playthrough you watch. You know, don't listen to... I say this often, but not often enough. Don't listen to reviewers, please. You never know when they're paid to say what. I really don't trust them these days anymore. What I trust is watching playthroughs. Because a playthrough will tell me everything I need to know from a second-hand, first-hand experience watching it. Tell me volumes more than any reviewer will. So yeah, go check out some playthroughs if you're looking for one of the best one-player games out there on the market. Now the next comment, wow, this is, I believe this is a first-time commenter here. And we're going back a couple of years. We're going back to pandemic days when I was actually playing games with Alexa. Yes, Alexa, not a person. The Alexa. Because you can play games with her. Alexa. You can play games with Alexa. And it's funny because this comment is about one of the Alexa boosted games I've actually been thinking about maybe redoing again. So Brian Wheeler 704, thank you for watching the video. Thank you so much for the comment. Becoming part of our little party here. And Brian Wheeler, and this is just like 16 hours ago. This is really recent. For Pixie playthrough of Ticket to Ride Europe with Alexa. He said, have you had a problem with Alexa not recognizing your pronunciations of the cities? We played several rounds of the game, then all of a sudden she did not recognize our pronunciation of Wilno and Deep. Haven't been able to get it to work since. Well, obviously, as you can tell, my pronunciations are not that great. I definitely have an ugly American mouth, I guess. But I try. And when I think I get it wrong, I wholeheartedly apologize. But you can't do that with an AI. You can't apologize to Alexa and have her understand. I've had problems having to repeat myself and to enunciate my words a little clearer. Especially because of my rough voice and my New York accent. Yes, AIs in general have a bit of a problem understanding me. Not as much as they did 5-10 years ago. But the problem is still there. the voice recognition programs aren't perfect yet. I haven't had a problem of it kind of like shutting down or not working again or not recognizing more of my pronunciations as I've gone forward in the game. But as I said at the top of this question, comment, answer, I've actually been thinking about running this again. So, simulation theory at play here, I guess, between us, Brian. Maybe this is the sign. Maybe this is the sign. Yeah, John, you had the right idea. Why don't you get that to the table in front of the camera again? I hope the problems get resolved because, generally speaking, Alexa is a really tough opponent. She is a really tough opponent in Ticket to Ride. So if you do get it back up and running again, Brian, good freaking luck and skill. You're going to need both of them. Thank you so much for the comment. Oh yeah, okay. Pixie playthrough. This is going back to the top of last. This is going back to January 25th, 2022. This is going back a whole year, a little more, right? So from Stephen Gilbert 8166. Nice to see you again, Stephen. I think it's been a hot minute since you left a comment here, so glad to see you back with us. And you had 2 comments on 2 different Hero Quest videos. I guess you're a fan of Hero Quest. So the first one for Pixie Playthrough, Hero Quest The Trial. You commented, Stephen Gilbert 8166, absolutely fantastic. Very enjoyable. I do prefer to watch playthroughs using games without any app. I'm old school to the core. With all my hobbies, and I always will be like that. But it's almost impossible to see games being played the old ways nowadays. He chuckles. Obviously, I'm with you. I guess we're in the same age category. I was born in '69, and started playing D&D in '77, and that really started my whole trip down fantasy, science fiction, tabletop adventuring, you know? Yes, and I am with you. I was there the very first day, pretty much, more or less, when Hero Quest originally dropped back then, and been an ardent fan of it, one level or another, this entire time. Now, I also understand what you mean about apps. I put off app games as long as I freaking could. I really did. But what changed that was Dark Tower and Hero Quest. Hero Quest, not as much. Dark Tower, you have to run the app. You have to. You can't play the game without the app. On the other hand, Hero Quest, you can play just as it's always been played. However, if you want to run it solo, which really was never an option back in the old days, then you run it on an app. And that's the only reason why I got a tablet. I was happy never having a tablet. Happy in the sense that I didn't need one. My phone, my Galaxy was more than enough for anything I needed. But I can't film while I'm using it as an app. So that changed a lot with me. But I still kind of avoid it. Because I too, like you, Stephen, would prefer completely 100% human. The interaction, the camaraderie of sitting around the table and the gaming. So much of the tabletop experience for the adventures that you feel really do matter a lot on human contact, I think. Which is why playing games online never has quite the same amount of feel. And even if you're not playing online, like you're talking about, just using an app, it can ruin the feeling sometimes. It interrupts the sensation of the game itself. But in the games that I've been having to use the apps, right, for Return to Dark Tower and for Hero Quest, I've really been enjoying it. I have to admit, it's been a great boon. But I'm still not over the fence where I'm automatically going to get a game that is app-driven. It's still going to matter. The game itself is still going to matter in my purchase. But I'm where I used to be anti-app, now I'm like, well, tell me more about the game, and then I'll decide if I want to own another app-driven game. That's where I'm sitting right now. Because you're kind of right. Like you said, we can't be playing the old ways anymore nowadays. So let's instead of just rolling over and showing throat, why don't we just pick our battles? And for right now, Hero Quest and Return to Dark Tower were the two battles I chose, and I'm sticking on my feet on the ground, and I'm dying on this mountain that there are some few games that you can sacrifice your anti-app opinion and still have fun with. But thank you, Steven, so much for your honest opinion and for watching the videos and for commenting. But you have another one. You have another one right here in the list, which is for our How to Play. Big Johnny G's How to Play Hero Quest. This is just, if it's not yet, it's on the cusp. It's just about to turn over to 8,000 views, which is the highest viewed video of any video that has ever dropped by Two Gun Pixie. So it really is my joy. I'm so glad that everyone has been loving the How to Play Hero Quest video. It is definitely the best How to Play I've done. Some of them are really crap, and I'm sorry about that. And most of them tend to be just decent. Maybe it's my love of Hero Quest that subconsciously forced me to maybe go a step further with that video. Maybe that's why everyone has a very similar opinion to you, Stephen Gilbert, 8166, when you wrote, "This is without a shadow of a doubt the most comprehensive and accurately informative how-to-play video out there for Hero Quest." Wow. And that's not all. Thank you, Stephen. You also go on to say, "I think because it cuts no corners and explains all those little things a new player learning the game needs to know. Example, the throwing dagger is an item you buy or you find. It's not an intrinsic piece of starting equipment. And it's all delivered in your usual fun, immersive, indomitable style." Wow! Indomitable style. I know I'm a little bombastic, so I guess indomitable goes hand to hand with being a bit bombastic in my style. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And so many other individuals have commented. If you look down the comment list of that video, Big Johnny G's How to Play Hero Quest, you're going to see that many of them, all of them actually, are mirroring what you're saying, Stephen. So thank you all so much for seeing my vision. I know I don't always do the best how-to-play videos, and my how-to-play videos are designed and edited a little bit different than most other people's. Actually, everything I do is kind of edited my own way, my own style. That's partly because I do all the work here myself. I do all the filming, what little writing there needs to be. Either I do it all or Tommy V helps me with it, and then I do all the filming, all the editing. So that's why I think maybe since it's hands-on and I'm doing it myself, because I watch other videoers, I watch other YouTubers who send their stuff out to a second party to do editing on, and usually it's okay, but you know, when you spot those mistakes, like volume being dropped or the editing not matching what's being spoken, and you see these accidents, I always think to myself, wow, that's never happened in 6 years plus. That has never happened in Two Gun Pixie, because I personally edit every single freaking video, which makes it impossible for that to happen. So yeah, I do put a lot of work into everything I do here, but particularly that one video. Man, particularly that video for How to Play Hero Quest. I want to thank you, Stephen, and everyone else that really appreciates what I did for that video, making it the #1 video viewed and watched, as also the longest amount of time. That video, more people watch that video time length-wise, than anything else that I've dropped here for Two Gun Pixie. So yeah, thank you, Stephen, for understanding the video, for believing in me as a how-to player, because I'm not always the best. So thank you for seeing all that and being a part of the Two Gun Pixie party. Excellent. Kyle, and that is the Kyle, the 20-sided warrior. Kyle himself has laid a comment down for Tales from the Table, D&D Kundraka, The Mountain Door, Part 7. We just finished it. Actually, we have a sort of a cleanup to do. This past Saturday, we defeated, encountered, we all didn't survive, entirely. But we did finish the final encounter with the Dragon Knight scale. And now this is going to be probably one more week of just sort of epilogue stuff, cleaning up, checking out last couple of rooms, and they want to find the dragon horde, because unfortunately they didn't kill the dragon on the dragon's level. They woke it up, angered it, and it came upstairs. Was not my plan, but that's what happened. The best laid plans of mice and men, my friends, right? Kyle had a comment on part 7, which just dropped last week of our D&D adventure. Now, if you're a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, then the fourth Thursday of every month, we drop Tales from the Table, where my 20-sided warriors tell you about what's been going on with the characters in the adventure. And before that, I give you behind the screen DM stuff, how I set up the table, what's going to happen, what the plans are going to try to be. And I have a lot of fun with the behind the screen part of that. And Ryman and the 27 Warriors, as you can see from the videos, have a great time recapping for all of you what's been going on. So if you're a D&D fan, please, fourth Thursday of every month, you're going to want to check that out. And Kyle, after watching that last episode, said, you have to watch a video to get this. But he made a comment going, Rinrick, the Undying. There's a few in the party that might be able to have that title now, but you have to watch the videos to find out what I'm talking about. Shogunstein, Tabletop Takeout, Tiny Epic Vikings by Game One Games. He said, I had fun playing around with it. It is a fun game. It is a fun game, Shogunstein. And I know that, like myself, you tend to get most, if not all, of the Tiny Epic series of games from Game One Games. I know we have the crime one coming up soon. That should be shipping out to backers shortly. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't checked my backer list for that in a while. But yeah, like all of them, I have fun with all of them. Even the ones that are on the bottom of my favorite list of all the Tiny Epic games. They're still fun games. They're fast games to play. Most of them, pretty easy. They're not all. Most of them are not fidgety games, right? But yeah, this is a fun game if you like Vikings. If somebody is looking for something like, what's that Ragnarok game? I got it right here, Blood Rage. If someone is looking for a smaller version, a smaller footprint, shorter play version that will give you, that feeling, this is the game you're looking for, Tiny Epic Vikings. So yeah, I'm glad you liked it, Shogunstein, and thank you, as always, for commenting. Hero Quest Buyer's Guide for Midday Monologue Monday. I just dropped like 2 weeks ago. Clean Sweep 38, another regular viewer. Thank you so much for always being with us, Clean Sweep. You said, great piece to watch. Very informative. That's all the information I had. Now, one of the problems with filming so many months ahead of schedule, since most of the things I talk about really aren't super time sensitive, unless some company is paying me, which they don't, and I don't look for, would be paying me to talk about a game of theirs immediately before it's coming out. I just put out what I want when I want. As far as I know, the Hero Quest guide that I put out is still 100% accurate. Although what's coming out after what's the new one called? Blood Moon, where they're reintroducing the Night of the Watch. I don't know what's coming out after that. I still have no idea. Nothing's been said. I haven't heard any rumblings underneath the table, so to speak. But yeah, it is a good guide. I did my best putting it together. So anyone coming into the game, because there's quite a few titles, for it out now. I mean, you look up here, we already have 5. We have 5, 2 big box, 2 smaller box, and then the rogues right there. And I know not everyone is like me, or maybe you. Not every board gamer is a completionist. So maybe someone's not looking at it the way I look at it, and is just thinking, get the new one, get the new one, get the new one, stay on top. Maybe someone has other hobbies that suck their wallet dry, and you have to stop and think about everything you buy that's extra. There's nothing wrong with that. It's called life, right? So that's why I wanted to put together the buyer's guide, so that in one place, in one video, you can learn something about each and every one of the expansions that's already out for the game. And this way, it'll give people a better chance to pick and choose what they want if, like I said, they're not completionists. Me, I plan on getting every single thing that HeroQuest comes out with until I can't anymore. That's what being a completionist is for me. So yes, thank you very much for enjoying that clean sweep and understanding what I'm trying to do. Bucky749. Bucky749. I think this is the first timer in the comments section. Thank you for watching the videos and taking time to comment there, Bucky. So these are comments, two comments. And this is going back. Wow, this is going back several years. This is this is pre-pandemic video, I think. Isn't that funny now? That's a bookmark that we all understand. So for Friday Night Fillers, Champions of Time by Go Fight Pow. Now, from what I understand, the version I had years ago not only was a review copy that they printed for people, but also is nowhere near what the rules for the actual game are after it came out. And I have no follow-up. I nothing other than the quickly put together, really kind of unfinished review copy. I say unfinished because the rules have changed so radically. So all I know about this, still to this day, really, is the limited experience I had during the time period when they were first kickstarting it and getting it going. So Bucky749, two comments on this. The first one, Bubba James is looking to make some frog legs and gumbo for dinner tonight. It was an interesting match. I barely remember it after all these years. I gotta go back and check the video. But then Bubba asks, did you ever get any of the special edition cards like Duke, the Dumpster, or Kamala? Well, I guess you could tell by how I opened this answer up to you. No. Other than the uncompleted rough draft beta version of review copy, I know nothing else of this game. But thank you so much for watching what little we did have a chance to put out based on the rough cut of the game. Thank you. And thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for your time. Time is very important to all of us. What's in the Pixies box? From the top of the month by the OP USopoly. Clean sweep 38. But now you need to go paint your minis, your favorite thing to do, isn't it? Now let me see. Again, I am so far ahead of schedule. And when I say that I have the rest of the year videoed, obviously what I meant by that earlier in the video is, the live streams like this and my live playthroughs aren't filmed. Also, I have unboxing videos going into 2 years. So I pump out these unboxing videos, I schedule them, and then I kind of forget about them. I do. I believe the USopoly game that you're referencing is the Batman Villains Talisman game. Yeah. Wow. If I was a painter, I would absolutely go crazy to paint those miniatures. They are beautiful. Absolutely. Completely stunning. But no, I am still not willing to sacrifice the time I would need to sacrifice to learn and hone skills for miniature painting. Also, I don't have the money. I know the paint stuff really probably isn't super expensive. The paint probably isn't super expensive, but I fund this channel completely by myself. And I'm not saying that to bitch or complain or to get favors out from anyone. I'm just saying that simply stating a fact. So I do have to be careful where I spend my money on. This may be the only hobby, gaming, and the filming to go with the gaming. Might be literally the only hobby I have, and I'm quite happy with that. It gives me an opportunity to spend more money specifically on that. I still have to be smart with my money, so I don't think I'm going to be spending money on painting equipment and paint Just like I'm not going to spend the time to hone any painting skills. My painting skills basically comes down to, will a black or brown furniture marker do? You know, like if I had a bat, you know, I could get a unpainted bat miniature, and I'd be happy with that because I would just take a black marker because that's all bats are. I wouldn't worry about finer detail in it or something. So no, I'm not a painter. I'm a marker. I'm a marker, not a painter. But I do enjoy your reference, Clean Sweep, because it shows how well you know me and the channel. So thank you. Tabletop Takeout, Maximum Apocalypse, Gothic Horrors by Rock Manor Games. I have not touched this title in probably about 6 months. I am going to have to get back to you. Battle of Aerie 6182. I'm going to have to get back to you. I'm sorry about this, but you had asked a question here. How does the day and night cycle work? They don't explain it very well in the rule book. I'm sorry it's been a while since I've played, and obviously, as you can see from behind me, I mean, so many games, so many rules are stuck in my head that at a time like this is something that I would have to delve into and look into. After this live stream, I will do that. The only thing I have to do is I have to walk the dogs, have a little lunch, and then I'm gonna jump into the rules, and I'm gonna look this up, and I'm gonna text you here, leave you a comment here, a response, the best that I can. So thank you for your patience. I don't always check the comments until it gets close to the end of the month when I'm going to be doing this video. So thank you for your patience as well as watching. Yeah, your time is important to me because I want my time to be important to everyone else, right? Brawling Board Games. This is a new series that we started this year. I really love this. I have so much fun talking about this. Given the time, I want to involve the 20-sided warriors in this series also as well. But this is where we take similar games. Right now, I take similar games and that I've played, that I enjoy, that I like, and I compare them. They're similar. Do you need both of them? Do you want both of them? Should you get both of them? Do you need either of them? I do little comparisons. And for Brawling Board Games, at the top of this month, Unbroken versus Iron Helm. Now, this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to actually start this series, because of those two games. My love of them, as well as, they are fairly similar. They're both resource management games in order to help you survive and escape the dungeon that you're ultimately in. One of them is purely just get revenge and escape, and the other one is a dungeon delve, get your shit and get the hell out. But yeah, so I decided to pit these two against each other. And Jen Washi, haven't seen you here in a hot minute, 921, and welcome back. Good to see you, Jen. Jen Washi said, nice comparison with a happy face and a thumbs up in the comment section. Shogun Steen 6475, our old buddy, said Unbroken is a casualty of a terrible kickstart. And he is absolutely right. It is that exactly. And unfortunately, because it was such a horribly mismanaged Kickstarter, not only from the creator of the game, but also from the publishing company of the game, or the publishing company that took over for the game. Actually, it's not a friendly story, I guess, but it's what the creator had to do, from what I understand, to get the game published and get the game out. And ultimately, I'm glad that he did do something to get the game in people's hands, because Unbroken is one of the top solo game experiences that you're going to have. It is an absolutely fantastic game, and I am so sad that we're never going to see the planned expansion, that you can actually have multiplayers in the game. That would have been amazing. I would have loved to have done a solo game, review that after doing it live, and then do a live one with the 20-sided warriors as a multiplayer campaign, and have that reviewed, and then do the comparison of solo versus team. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But ultimately, let me just say this. I'm not going to give anything away about the video. Just watch the video to find out my opinion between Unbroken and Iron Helm. But Iron Helm really is, in my opinion, also one of the top best solo games that you're going to experience. If you just enjoy solo games, or if sometimes you get stuck and there's no one to play with, so you don't mind throwing down a solo game, whatever your reason for playing a solo game, these are two of the best along with much earlier in this video I mentioned Friday. Some of the best solo games you're gonna experience. Valen D also made a comment. Valen D said, "Great job on the comparison. I haven't had a chance to play Unbroken, so I will catch your playthrough." Thank you very much. I do believe Valen D is a new commenter here, so thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video, spending a little time making a comment. Sorry it took so long to get back to you, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm so busy. I usually don't get a chance to delve into checking out the comments. Usually do about a week before I do this, and at that point, most of the time, I just wait to answer until I do this. But my playthrough or anyone else's playthrough, I don't care. I don't run this channel for money, so I don't care whose playthrough you watch, mine or someone else's. Yeah, definitely check out some playthroughs of Unbroken, and you know what? Iron Helm too. If anyone out there doesn't know what I'm talking about, you don't know either of them. Watch some playthroughs, and like I said, if you're looking for solo games, you're probably going to enjoy these. I hope you are. You should, I think. But again, I said this before, don't listen to reviewers. Don't listen to one damn reviewer, even me when I do review videos. If you want to get an honest feeling of how you are going to feel about the game, how you are going to think about the game, whether you're going to like it or not, watch playthroughs. Please don't give these reviewers your time in watching their damn reviews, because you don't know how much they've been influenced by the publishers to say what. But when you're watching a playthrough, you get the feeling of the game personally, firsthand. Well, through a second-hand experience. A first-hand experience, second-handedly. I guess that would be a third-person experience. Anyway. Now, what's in the Pixies box? Links Games. From Daniel J. Davis. Hey, Daniel. He wrote, Linux is an operating system. Lynx is a cat-like animal. And links, because yes, I believe you were making that comment. Again, I do these videos so many months in advance, I don't always remember what you're all talking about here in the comments. But I believe this is because I during the video, during the unboxing video, I said links and maybe Linux by mistake. Now, I've done at least one other video, one other for links, and I didn't make that mistake again. But then, for What's in the Pixies box, Ram Skull Games, Daniel J. Davis returned again. Thank you for these comments. Man, thank you so much. Returned again and said, Merc Fantasy Game Book. Yeah. Yes, it is. It is a good, thick, choose your own adventure, endless quest style of adventuring book. I think the background stories, the origin of the world, I think that's a little bit heavy. I think there's a little too much dedicated to that, but a lot of it really is important the further you delve into this Endless Quest style book, hardcover book. Now, I have enjoyed what I've played of it. I may be doing some more. I may be doing some online. I'm not sure. But to be honest with you, I got a little pissed at Ram Skull Games. Right? Yeah, Ram Skull. I got a little pissed at them because several months or a year or so after they finished getting the copies of the books in the backers' hands, they announced a second edition of the same goddamn book. An updated, corrected, errata added version of the book with new updated rules to play the same goddamn game I just spent money on. Yeah, no. So I lost taste for Ram Skull Games. They can go to hell. They can kiss my ass. Any company that does that, any company that pushes out a copy of the game so freaking fast that less than a year later they got to send out a notification to all the backers saying, oh yeah, you know the game that you spent money on so that we could publish? Well, that's crap. So we're going to republish the same game, but with workable rules, since they were horrible and most of you couldn't figure them out. And we're going to redo the entire system. But it's going to be the same game. So you're going to want to buy this. No, screw you. Screw you. Screw your game. You know, actually, I'm not that. That's one of the reasons why I've been putting it on. It's right up here. I can see it. It's right on the top of my shelf. I think in my heart of hearts, my mind of mind, that's why I kept putting off doing anything else with it. Because I have this FU attitude towards them for pulling this shit. And any company that does that to you, if you spend money, especially if you're a backer, you and those like you, the other backers, are the only reason why this freaking game is on the market. And then they're going to turn around and tell you, yeah, you can't play that version of the game. It's so bad. But if you want to, you can buy it again. That's bullshit. So you know what? After this video here, you're never gonna see another goddamn thing by Ramskull Games on this channel. They are one of the companies that I've now banned. There's a few of them that treated me or others or the game is just so bad. I absolutely refuse to give them any time whatsoever. So yeah, Ramskull Games. Bye. See ya in the toilet. You know what? I'll just play an Endless Quest book. Or maybe I'll play Z-Man Games if I want to get that fixed, since they have a couple of Choose Your Own Adventure books they turn into board games. So screw you, Ramskull. Stealing money. That's all you are, just thieves. Any company that does that, they're just a thief. Because they know what they're doing when they are publishing the first edition crap. They know what they're doing. To them, see what they think is, and I'm a huge fan, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of P.T. Barnum, but they think of the whole Barnism that no publicity is bad publicity, right? They think that as long as they get their title in front of people, that's what's important. It doesn't matter that it's crap and these people are going to have to rebuy it. They just view us, they're the worst version. I mean, every company does this, but a company like them, they're the worst version of seeing us as nothing more than disposable users and buyers, consumers. We're just pieces of shit to them. Yeah. All right, let's move on before I pop a gasket over here. Wow, look at this. Looks like we are back to the top of the month because all the comments from here are back in May going to the live viewer comments section. So since I never get a chance to comment live on the month's comments for the live comment video, let's do it now. Valen D again. Hey, Valen D. I was just talking about you. Yes, sir. The best out there. Thank you. Hell, I have went back and watched your old Iron Helm videos several times. Have a good one. You have a good one too. That's nice to hear. You went back and you watched them several times. And my playthroughs aren't always the best. Hey, I admit that. And when I remember, I try to admit that up front too during the live stream. I am going to make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm not an AI. I'm a human being and I get excited. And I also have like 500 damn games. And if I'm lucky, and I mean that, if I'm lucky, I'm going to have some viewers for my live stream and we're going to have conversations back and forth. I love reading your comments live during a game I play. That adds on to time and it also distracts me. So between having so many damn rules shoved in my head, being distracted by trying to run live streams, my live games don't always play out the best. So whenever someone tells me that they appreciate them, it means the world to me because it means that you can overlook the fact that it's not perfect, which is why most every other board game YouTube channel, although they do lives, I'm not saying I'm the only one, I know I'm not, but most of their playthroughs tend to be recorded, which is smart because then, which is what they do, they can edit it, and if they make a mistake, they can edit in some text to tell you about that, and that's sweet, that's great. But I'm not doing that. I'm running it live. We're going to have some fun. Yes, I do pre-record some. In fact, I actually got like five Friday night fillers pre-recorded with the 20-sided warriors that I'm just kind of hoarding and holding on to. So if there's an emergency and I can't do a live Friday night filler, I can throw one of them in. Also trying to get some time with Tommy V to do an Endless Quest. I have an Endless Quest book for Ravenloft, and I'm trying to get him to do that remotely with me. So that'll be fun. So Valen D, thank you so much for appreciating the live playthroughs that I do. It means a lot. Clean Sweep is back. Now, Clean Sweep is a really good commenter, and what I mean by that is Clean Sweep will watch the videos and tell you where you made a mistake in an appropriate way. Points out the time, here's the mistake. And I've actually seen him correct his own mistakes, where later on in the thread he goes, oh, you caught that. If you're going to leave a comment on someone's page, even if the comment is criticism, you don't have to be a dick about it. Follow Clean Sweep 38's example. So, 2150 into the video, I have an Undead Pizza Delivery Guy D&D figure and the Grateful Undead Rock Group D&D figure. Wow! You know, I did see someone took, it's on Etsy, someone took a Bard figure that has a chain and took the chain out and put an electric guitar in its hand. It looks very, very heavy metal. Yeah, very cool. Clean Sweep at 13 minutes in. Thank you for seeing that see, this is exactly what I'm commenting on right here. Clean Sweep commented on the fact that last video I commented that Clean Sweep knows how to make a comment. 13 minutes in. Thank you for seeing that I'm either trying to be helpful or trying to understand if I'm actually not seeing something that seems correct. You don't know me, but you still have kind words for me. Meanwhile, here in my life, mostly at work, people just see me as a bother. There are very few people in this world who sees the goodness in me. Thank you for making me feel welcome. That's what a gaming group is about. And although this isn't really your typical gaming group, you're watching me talk about games or watching me play games, we're all part of the same table. We are, which gives us this ingrained sense of camaraderie. And you have to have an understanding. But there's nothing to understand with you, Clean Sweep. I don't have to try to understand why you're making a comment, because as I said last time and I just mentioned this time, you are a thoughtful commenter. Where other people could put something very bad, like, hey, dummy, you made that mistake twice already. No, you've never, and you know what I'm talking about. We have all seen the trolls, and you refuse to go down that road. So you may be a nitpicker. You're not doing it poorly. You're not doing it in an attack way. I'm sorry that other people at your job or otherwise see you as a bother. I kind of know that feeling. I'm considered a bit of a bother by some people too, even my wife. A word that has been often associated with me since childhood is I exasperate people. There was a commercial years ago. That makes it sound like it was the 80s. There was a commercial 10, 20 years ago. I forgot what the product was for, but it was two guys. I think it was it was a fast food joint, not Quiznos, Sonic or something. The two guys in the car, in the parking garage, eating or drinking what they just bought, and they're always kind of bickering and saying something. And one guy says, well, even an apple isn't 100% an apple. It's got water in it. I like that comment. I make comments like that, which is why I exasperate people. A random guy in the street, and I don't like random people jumping into conversations when they don't know you. Oh, I guess that's why they're random. But in this case, I made an exception. A few months back, I was having a conversation with a friend on the street, and someone they knew, but I didn't, jumped into the conversation. We were talking about, weird, but we were talking about animal intelligence, and he jumped in and he goes, they say that some animals, like otters or monkeys, are tool makers. And I cut him right off. And I said, yeah, but they're not. They use items in a tool-like fashion. But no monkey or otter has ever taken a vine, a stick, and a rock, tied them together to make an axe. And the guy laughed, because that's the point he was making himself. That's the kind of person I am. So maybe that's why I connect with you a little bit, Clean Sweep. But you're always going to feel at home here. Everyone that's not a dick should feel at home here. Man, woman, gay, straight, as long as you're a gamer or want information on a game, right? You should feel welcome here. Just don't be a dick. And you're not. Never have been all these years. Thank you. You also said at 9:35, call in the wham. See, at this point, I don't remember the reference you're making. But it's funny, and I like that you did make that damn reference right there. 7:09, would that be Beetle the Bard? And at 6:38, I don't know, sounds like an alien conspiracy theory to me. Either that, or perhaps you have been gazing into the Harry Potter prophecy ball too long. I love your pop culture references to Harry Potter. I'm not the biggest Potter fan in the world. I'm a casual Potter fan, but I still really enjoy them. Yeah, nice. Thank you. Thank you so much for always being a friend of the channel. You know, that's all we're really looking for. Just friendly people that want to see some fun and don't want to see something that's controlled, commented by, forced on, by companies, patrons, people making donations, publishers that give me shit for free. No. Screw all that stuff. I'm here to have fun, and I'm glad that you joined me. Woo! Okay, clean sweep again for Wacky Races, Tabletop Takeout. Wacky Races, enjoyed watching you and your wife playing the game. Next time, ask Foo if he'd like to play. Foo really only likes to play usually the dice chucking game. He's crazy about chucking dice. Cards, he's not always too crazy about. I think it has to do that he doesn't have any hands. But he also doesn't like me to mention that. He's very delicate about that. That and his pointed ears. Don't mention his pointed ears. Trey Techie, nice to see you back again. Trey, how you been? Hope everything is well with you and yours. As far as Wacky Races go, you said good family game. The painted minis really do pop. I got a colorful table presence and very easy to play. This one is a keeper, he says. You're absolutely right. Absolutely, 100% right. I couldn't agree with you more, just like I did last month when I did this video as well, since I'm so far into May now. I'm just keep going. But, yeah, so thank you so much for enjoying that game. I know me and my wife made a couple of mistakes. Yes, I do want to get the wife down at the table. She enjoyed that. She's not a big gamer. I hardly ever get a chance to get her to play a game. So I'm hoping to get her to play that again. But I also want the 20-sided Warriors to play. I want to get a good full table for this game. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that live, or maybe that'll be one of the ones I record and hold in the can for an emergency. I'm not sure yet. But I do know the 20-sided Warriors are going to have to play this. We need a nice big table. Speaking of big tables, last thing I want to point out here, we're all done with the questions and comments and everything. Talking about the channel a little bit. So yes, as I've said several times, with the exception of about 3 or 4 videos that I still have to make, I'm all done for the year. I got like 2 or 3 in December, and I think there's one in November I still have to film and edit. But that's it. I'm all done. Probably taking about a month off from filming, but you guys aren't going to notice a damn thing since I'm so far ahead of schedule. My goal now is just keep myself 6 months ahead of schedule. I can do that, which isn't a problem. The recording and editing steam that I have built up is like a perpetual motion machine at this point. There is going to be a new tabletop adventure because it ends out by. But we finished this is November, so we have one more episode, which will be the cleanup, so to speak, which will be December, and then after that, me and the guys are taking a break from that particular group for a couple of months. We're going to be coming back to them, but I told the guys, and this is going to be really fun, I'm going to give them a chance for a bit of a palette cleaner. I put together a quick concept, and it'll take about 4 or 5 sessions. I'm going to let them play mid-level evil characters. They're all really excited about this. It's going to be in a multiverse version of Greyhawk, not the Greyhawk we're playing in. It's going to take place during the Great Ayu's War when Asarak was still a general of his, and we are minions of Asarak, who he is sending out on a very important mission that has failed once already, and now he's sending in the top dogs. So that's going to be really fun. I gave everyone an opportunity to play just about anything they wanted. So in the party, we have a doppelganger psychic warrior, we have a goblin werewolf paladin of slaughter, we have the twins. We have the twins that are fiendish Vasharans. One is a warlock, the other is a dread necromancer. What else is there's two others in the party I can't remember at this point now. But yeah, so it's gonna be fun. You're gonna get to hear all their tales about that starting next year. That'll be starting in the January or February. Tales from the Table. And I have been building up my collection of Warlock tiles. Since I've all but finished my battle system stuff, I still need I need three more sets for that. And I'm finished until the dungeon stuff that they just kickstarted becomes available for sale. I fell in love with the WizKids Warlock tile stuff. I've been buying that up like gangbusters. Because after the evil adventure, when we go back to the good characters, that adventure is going to be a city-based adventure. And I'm going to double my table. I already got my second table. I'm doubling my table. And I've already got 8 of the town squares. I'm getting 4 more. And that's going to be enough to fill out this table. And it's going to be the largest and visually most beautiful gaming experience I've ever put together. So really look forward to next year continuing into more tabletop. Tales from the Tabletop. It's really great. But that's it. We're almost an hour into this. I got dogs that are waiting for stuff, and my belly's getting a little hungry. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixel Presents Legendary Gaming, and I am out of here. Ooh, bye.